I want us to go over something that happened this morning. Former President Barack Obama surprised the NBA rising stars this morning at an NBA Cares event. Zion Williamson said that after getting drafted, this was the #2 best moment of his life. I guess maybe he forgot that he also talked to me this morning. I don't know. Here, take a listen to us. Tracy McGrady tells a really good story about how he didn't quite know how good he was coming out of high school. He got to his preseason camp, and he was like, oh, these dudes can't do this that I can do? That's when he kind of realized. What was the point for you where you realized, hey, everything I could do in high school and college, I could also do in the NBA?
It'd be training camp as well, because everybody come in from the summer. It's 2 long weeks of just going at it, and I found myself able to translate what I did in college to training camp, and I was like, all right. It's like Tracy McGrady said, I can compete out here. I can do this.
Tracy, I love that story about you. And you remember that feeling?
Oh, man, it's so real. Like, we were in Barbados, right, for a mini camp when I got drafted to the Raptors in '97. And we were down there, and I was watching some of the guys play and work out. And I just noticed that, there were one-dimensional type players. Some couldn't go left, some couldn't dribble left or left-hand layups. And I grew up thinking these guys are professionals. They're getting paid millions of dollars. They could do everything. I was highly shocked.
Did you feel that way?
Yes. I mean, there are players, especially back in the late 80s, early 90s, that the game was different.
Yeah.
You could be strong in one certain area, and you had a very strong chance of making the league. You could be a great rebounder, and that's what you were brought in the league to do. Rebound, defender, defend. So, yes, I follow what this young man is saying. He came straight out of high school.
Yes.
He had a lot of skills, so I could see he saw past a lot of those guys.
What do you think Zion's ceiling is? Does he have a ceiling? Is the ceiling the roof?
The ceiling, the ceiling is the roof. No, it's interesting because we talked about this in the pre. That's your boy, by the way. The ceiling is the roof. In pre-draft, we talk about his skill set and his stature. He's the #1 player in the draft, but he plays like the number 60th pick. And I think whenever you have a talent level like that with a drive and a motor of someone who's just trying to make it in the league, that's why Giannis is the MVP and he's miles ahead of like the
because he works so hard.
Because he works hard and he plays like there's no tomorrow. Like he's worried about getting cut. And the thing about Zion that I love the most, we get oohed and awed by his athleticism, but the reality is he's such a smart basketball player. When you watch him play, he's making the reads, he's making those passes, and that to me, that's what's going to take him to the next level. The athleticism is great, but the IQ and the drive, that's what's going to.
No, he's sure of himself of what he can do. Right? He's not out there trying to shoot threes, jumpers. No, he's doing what he does best, and it's paying off.
Yep, and he's hit some threes too, so he's out there. I want to talk about the new All-Star Game format before we go for the day. It is a lot of rule changes, but here's the important part.
Okay.
For a game where things like, I don't know, defense is usually optional, this idea that in the fourth quarter you're going to go to a certain score plus 24 in honor of Kobe Bryant.
Defense.
Do you guys think it will be more competitive as guys basically adopt that playground model?
I think it's going to be great because I think all these guys want to win. They want to win for Kobe, but I just think the format, the way it's set up, if a team got a 10-point lead and you know that you need to score 34 points and they only got to score 24, then you're going to play harder. You're going to play defense. And we're going to see some real professional basketball.
I mean, it's quite simple. When you're honoring a great like Kobe, who left everything out on the basketball court, you can't shortchange this game. Like, you're going to have to bring it, and that's just what's real. Like, we honoring Kobe, you got to play. Right? You got to come out and you got to compete.
And the other thing I'll add is these changes were in effect before Kobe passed. So there's a part of this where anytime you introduce money, I know it's going to charity, but anytime you put money on the table, NBA players get a little bit more competitive.
The money part is going to be in the earlier quarters, right?
Yeah.
The reset the clock or the scoreboard at the second and third quarter.
Forget the money, forget the changes. We honoring one of the greats, my boy. So they better come out and be competitive.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.